There's a new fashion trend on Chinese social media. And if you think these outfits look ridiculous and gross, well, that's kind of the point. These people are deliberately dressing sloppily for work. The campaign has taken social media by storm. Young professionals proudly post their own version of ugly work outfits online. No high heels or suits. Instead, fluffy pajamas and bright-colored sweatpants paired with slippers and random grocery bags.
That's right, Chinese youth are protesting through bad clothing. The growing movement is part of a larger philosophy, lying flat, rejecting the rat race. Over the past few months, Chinese social media users have flocked to posting under hashtags like gross outfit for work and hashtag ugly clothes should be for work. The movement is massive and it continues to grow. The hashtag gross outfit for work has attracted more than 140 million views and tens of thousands of discussions on the Chinese social media platform Weibo alone. In late February, a post by Kendu S claimed she was chastised by her boss about her gross outfits, which she said she wore to battle the cold weather, and that post went viral. In a follow-up video liked 752,000 times and reposted over 1.4 million times, Kendu S shows off one of her offending outfits, revealing layer after layer of mismatched pieces, a fluffy white hat, gray balaclava, tatty red gloves, puffer coat, pink quilted jacket, fleece sweater dress, plaid pajama bottoms, fur-lined slippers, and knee-high socks. This is the second look in question here. I think that looks fine, I guess. I'm not the best arbiter of fashion.
I don't think that looks so bad.
Yeah, I was expecting much worse. Other looks that have been documented are available here. Yeah. I think the one on the left could use some work.
The one on the left, yeah, okay. That nice job on a gross outfit for work.
So this, like I said, this trend is part of a larger movement. After embracing Tang Ping, or lying flat, a philosophy that rejects the rat race and consumerism in favor of a less stressful life, young Chinese people have thrown resignation parties and are even paid to become full-time children. Gross outfits appear to be the latest attempt by some disenchanted Gen Z. It's an attempt to make a statement as the country sees record high youth unemployment rates. The jobless rate in December 2023 stood at 14.9% among 16 to 24-year-olds. So morale is low, and thus fashion is not high on the priority list. They're kind of like, why bother when your work and future life prospect is not looking that bright? Before they saw working as chasing a dream and companies motivated everyone to fight for the economic pie, but now people are like, no, that doesn't exist, or it could be a lie. What do you make of this story, Jim? How do you feel about these outfits?
I think I accidentally started this trend, and I'm worried about it. Okay. Secondly, congrats to China. Apparently they now have middle class. Because when you don't have middle class, ain't nobody worrying about, exploitation, and I'm worried about working too hard, and it's the rat race, and I don't like it, and I'm gonna protest through weird clothes. No, when China was coming up in the world, unfortunately, the folks were working 16-hour days, 7 days a week. The factory doors were guarded by barbed wire because they didn't want them to leave, right? So now they're complaining about work. Good, we're making progress. That's some middle class complaints there. Now, I'm not minimizing the problems. There is the unemployment that you're talking about, and that's of course a very high number. But overall, like in terms of the rat race, remember every country is different. And so China had a culture of overworking so much that their rat race is in a lot of ways way worse than ours, right? And so it's a different dynamic, and I get it. And of course it matters if you have agency, if you're going to gain from that hard work, or if you're just, and if it's something you enjoy or something you're forced to do, and what are your wages? All those things factor into this. But obviously there's frustration. Otherwise, they wouldn't wear clothes so ugly that I might not even wear them. What do you think?
What my favorite thing about this story, honestly, is that it depicts the Chinese people in a way that they generally aren't depicted in Western media, right? Like what we typically get is, oh, these robotic drones who just listen to every single thing that the government does. These people are robots and zombies and blah, 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 blah. It's this monoculture in China where there's no dissent, there's no blah, blah, blah. So it's pretty cool to see these people depicted as, actual human beings. Dare I say, people just like us. That's actually really cool. And just any kind of dissent. Y'all know I'm gonna be for any type of worker dissent where they're just like, God damn, can you take the freaking boot off my neck as my life isn't even advancing in service of this freaking job. But lastly, I do want to expose myself as a hypocrite because I generally like to think that I think people should try to look their best and put their best foot forward. But the few times that I do go to my office, I don't get all that dressed up. And when people look nice, I don't compliment them or notice it. So turns out I don't actually care about this either. I'm like the Chinese in that way.
On the matter of tactics, I wish I had thought about using what you wear as a form of protest because I would have been years ahead. I do not care about fashion. What I do is I've done this for years. I find one outfit that I like, and then I'll just get several of the same items, and that's it. The only thing I do care about is shoes. So you might remember I just wore flannels for years. I'm thinking back, that was my workers era protest. I was all about workers' rights in that era. And now I moved to LA and my fiance was like, you gotta stop wearing those, you look like an idiot. It's like, all right, fine. So I got a bunch of black denim jackets and now that's all I'm gonna wear for the foreseeable future. I am still on this workers' rights protest with my attire. Every single time you see me, it's just that, because I do not care about clothes.
That was a good breakdown of your outfit.
That's like the last 10 years of what I've wore.
I like the Johnny Cash look you're going with now, Man in Black. And so for me, if I'm not working, 9 out of 10 times, I look like a mess. People that you could barely recognize me, right? I got glasses on, I use a baseball hat, I got stubble, I got a TYT hoodie, a TYT shirt that I've worn for 12 years straight, jeans, right? So I'm the original Tang Ping. Okay, I just didn't know it. But look, I'm with Waz. Any kind of dissent, any shows humanity. It's great that we're at least seeing. Did they have the same humanity when they were forced into the sweatshops? Of course they did. They just couldn't express it, right? So the fact that they've gotten enough of an economic breathing space that they could begin to express it and we can begin to see it is wonderful to see. And of course, different cultures vary in how much they emphasize community versus individuality. And a lot of the Asian cultures do focus more on community, but that doesn't mean they aren't individuals. Of course they are. And this is one way that they're expressing that. And so on that alone, I'm in favor of this. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.